last team I want to talk about here is really a last game. I want to talk about LSU versus Texas A&M because that is sneakily a very good football game featuring two teams that have not lost in SEC play. So somebody's has got to go. That game is at Kyle Field. I'm not seeing Floyd Mayweather here though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even seeing Zab Judah. I'm not seeing James Toney. You know? Hell, man, I'm not even seeing David Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing more Jake Paul here. Like, I don't know. Maybe you good, maybe you're not. You beating tomato cans for the most part. Folks that don't fight, you know? Go fight somebody that fights. Somebody that does this for work. Somebody who doesn't spar. So what it looks like is a team that's going to be the sacrificial lamb for Georgia, who, again, that's the Lion. That's Tyson. That is somebody who has made a living out of beating the hell out of you because they're a felon. Like, Mike Tyson's a felon. Went to prison. Bernard Hopkins is a felon. Went to prison. Came out fighting because that's what you got to do. As a matter of fact, LSU and A&M are in a spot where I was in high school, right? I'm really learning to fight. And at the time, I think I wanted to try to fight. And I ended up fighting. But not in the way that you think, right? I had 3-3 pro fights. But I had a trainer who saw my hands, saw my build. Okay, maybe you could fight, but I'm not going to train you to be a pro. Why? I think that's what I want to do. No. You got good grades. You go to school. You're going to go to college. I don't want that. Why don't you want that? I want somebody who's got to just do this. There ain't no backup plan. This is the backup plan. This is the only plan. They can't do anything else, so they're going to go fight. I need somebody who is a pro. That wasn't it. That wasn't what I was supposed to go pro in because I had options. Texas A&M and LSU, they got options. They got other things they can do. You know what I'm saying? A&M can't wait to get to baseball season most of the time. LSU can't wait to get to baseball season all the time. They got a great women's basketball program. You know, they're the state university down there. But do you have to win this game? Do you have to win the SEC championship? Because Georgia does. They already got the loss. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to. They like baseball, but they got to win football. That's the pro team over there too. Say what you want about the Falcons. Georgia Bulldogs be kind of moving it. So as I'm looking at this, I'm going, all right, what do we got on the field? Well, LSU's got Garrett Nussmeier, and A&M does not. Like, I like Connor Wigman, but Nuss is bleeding purple and gold. That dude wants to be quarterback at LSU in the worst way, and he sure as hell doesn't like looking at Jaden Daniels' picture on the wall going, damn, Heisman Trophy, for real? Joe Burrow, Heisman Trophy, for real? This is what I got to compete with? And he's played well. He has. He's been, at times, their best player, and he's been helped by Caden Durham coming on, right? Caden Durham, who rushed for 100 yards, I think in his third game so far this season, gave them a run game when they didn't have one. And then you got what I think is the true LSU talisman on defense, and Whit Weeks. Talk about a dude that is made to play at LSU. Leading tackle in the SEC going into the weekend. By the end of the game, I think Weeks had, what is it? Is it 9 tackles? Yeah, not 9 tackles and a sack and a tipped interception that ended up turning into points, man. So you got those 3 dudes that are making it happen for you. And you didn't play a great game against Arkansas. You still won that game by double digits. It had 9 penalties in there, you know, but you stopped Arkansas running the football, which is really the key to beating Arkansas at all this year. You stop them running the football, they're not going to be able to do much because Taylor Green can only do so much by himself. Threw the ball all over the yard. Still didn't seem to matter that much. They broke that game open in the second half. Against A&M, though, you're going to find one of those SEC NFL fronts, man. They got 4 dudes on that line of scrimmage that can get after you. Le'Veon Moss can run. Make Connor Wigman throw the ball on you. And then hope that your okay-ish secondary can hold up. But knowing that you're going into Kyle Field ought to also make you feel good because Notre Dame already went down there and handled that. Okay? I think LSU's a better football team than Notre Dame. I think. But A&M might be a better football team than the one that played Notre Dame. Right? So we'll see. I think that Either way, you're still going to have more you got to show. You're still going to have more you got to prove. And both of these teams have flaws, right? Neither one of these teams is anywhere near feeling like a national champion. But they got time. You know, do you have time to figure out if you draw Clemson in the playoff? Dr. Steelhammer over there? Maybe. Do you have time if you draw Penn State in the playoffs? Feels a little bit like, let's call it Andre Ward before he won gold. You know, like they right there, but could they be the best? I don't know. They could be. I think knowing that Garrett Nussmeier only threw for 233 against Arkansas would make me feel bad if I'm an A&M fan, because that dude throwing for 300 has been part of the sauce for them winning. But when you can run the ball, like they were able to run the ball, you don't need him to throw the ball all over the yard. He doesn't have to find Kyron Lacey as often as he did. And Ole Miss, I thought Ole Miss was a better football team than A&M. Not sure anymore. It ought to be a good old-fashioned SEC West grudge match, but, you know, good old-fashioned SEC West grudge match only goes back to like 2012, you know, because A&M is a Big 12 team. And maybe that's what LSU needs to remember. You're a legacy here. You're an upperclassman, okay? That's still, as far as you're concerned, an underclassman. And what do upperclassmen usually do to underclassmen? Treat it like high school, you know what I'm saying? You know, I made this analogy earlier in the day, but it does feel apt. I said Oklahoma and Texas are like the true freshmen that coach brings up to the varsity to get the experience, but all they experience is upperclassmen beating the hell out of them in practice over and over again, going, you ain't even supposed to be here, dog. Get the hell up out of here. Get out of my way. I know you next, but I'm now, all right? I'm now. Go sit down somewhere. Maybe that's what LSU needs to do with A&M, or maybe A&M gets to say, no, I'm here for a reason. I was called up for a reason. I'm undefeated in SEC play for a reason. And I need to demonstrate that to LSU when they come to my crib, come to my house. They just mad that Georgia got to Texas before they did, because they can't wait to get to Texas. And I can't wait to see them get to Texas. All right. That is going to do it for tonight's live episode of the #1 college football show. Thank y'all for joining me here. You know, we'll do the live clips and whatnot, and you'll see them. When you go to work tomorrow, if you're still thinking about this show, or if you're still thinking about ball, know that I'm thinking about it too. If you feel like you want to go pick a fight, go play some video games or whatever, know that I'm thinking about it too. And if you took a loss this weekend, I know what that's like too. Sucks. But you're going to go to work tomorrow and you're going to go pick a fight with the job. You're going to go get it done because that's what you do. That is the kind of person that watches this show. You work for a living. And I love you very much. All right, y'all. Deuces.